This is a thermal imaging and thermal camera of some UFOs over Afghanistan. Right? Check these guys out. So we got 4 objects up in the sky. And what's interesting is when they zoom in on it and you see what these UFOs are actually doing. This is what's really cool. They're actually dripping some kind of fluid, it looks like. Wait, what the fuck was that? Hang on, let's go back a second. Let's pay attention. It seemed like something flew by there real quick. Let's see, maybe it's something that one of these things that came off of the UFO that's dripping shit. Watch this. Slow this down. Look at this. What? Boom! What the fuck was that? Son of a bitch. Well, that was fucking cool, whatever the hell that was, but let's get back into it. So this UFO is dripping something, or some kind of molten liquid metal or something like that. However, now the military is seeing these things floating in the sky, so they call in an A-10 Warthog, who comes in and fires a Sidewinder missile at it. Now watch what happens. This is absolutely amazing. Boom! Sidewinder hits him. Nothing. It doesn't even phase him. Doesn't even phase him. Can you? What the fuck was that? Holy fucking shit! Did you guys fucking see that? What the fuck was that? The fucking missile hits him and doesn't even fucking phase him. Not the fucking blink. It didn't fucking stop a single fucking drip. Nothing. Oh, fuck, that was cool. They just continued just dripping like it wasn't shit. Like, oh no, this missile just came and hit, but you know, we got work to do. Just continue just dripping. It didn't even phase them. That's how advanced UFOs are. We shoot a missile at them, doesn't even make them blink. Nothing.
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
Shalom, Ka'ala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rabak Radash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharwala, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the chariots of the Lord, and namely about the video which we had just seen, right? Now, that was a pretty incredible video, right? Now, this video is from 2011, but it was just recently leaked to the public, right? Now, you know, besides it showing just 4 chariots just chilling in the air and releasing some sort of liquid, and also some sort of like, you know, baby craft, they were able to withstand being hit with a Sidewinder missile and not even being phased by it, man. Now, why is that? Why is it that these chariots, right, which are the vehicles which the angels from heaven, right, you know, use to come in and out of our reality, our dimension, right? Why can they do that? Well, it tells you here in this scripture here, this is Isaiah 31:3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. when Yahweh Bashim Ashai shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. Right? And the key here is saying, not spirit. You see, these beings, these chariots, these so-called UFOs that we've seen, right, in that video, in that first video, and in the second video that where you had the Iranian military shooting at a flying, glowing, what looks like a wing. Well, these are spiritual, entities, right? The angels use these, crafts or vehicles. They could be called cherubims, right? To move around in our realm, and they are in the spiritual, form, right? They're not a physical, item, man. Like, or for example, like there's not going to be any seatbelts in these chariots, man. They're not going to be made out of some sort of like, stainless steel, or or be, affected by wind turbulence or G-forces, right? These, I told you on CNN, they had this Navy expert, right, or some type of military expert. He said that the crafts that they had researched are about 100 to 1,000 years more advanced than what the military currently has, right? Now, this ultimately was barely touching upon the point that these things are totally not of this world, right? They do not use or are constrained by the physics of our world, man. They have elements and physics which are outside of our world, right? They are able to do things like what you have just seen, right? And it's going to become more and more evident, about these videos coming out, man. You're going to start seeing more and more of these chariots, right? Because here's a video I wanted to play that shows you, the reported, sightings of chariots from 1906 to 2014. Let's go and watch it. This is Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of Yahweh Bashim Shai are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. The 2 Chronicles 16:9. For the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Shai run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. Right? And the key part of this is that the eyes of the Lord. Right? The eyes of the Lord are talking about these chariots. Right? What we have just seen, that's been reported, to be all over the world, man. You can see from these hot spots, that the chariots have been all over the world, man, making their rounds, seen and reporting upon what they see. Now, namely, what they're doing is they're reporting on the Israelites, man, what they're doing, right? Because, you know, the Lord is watching over us, man. Okay? And besides that, you know, the Lord is watching over the entire world, right? Because He has a certain, you know, mission that he's currently going through. That is to basically bring forth the Israelites through their spiritual growth to a point where He can then save a remnant of them and then restart the nation from that remnant, that small group that was able to go through everything we've gone through and not be destroyed by it, right? To be hardened and tried as fine gold and silver, as the Bible has said, man. Well, you know, and because of that, the Lord needs instruments and agents to go and check on us, man, to make sure that we're okay, to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and to go back to report to Him, man. And again, videos like this are going to continue to be more common.
World. Since 2014, F-18 crews flying into the zone designated W-72 have reported encounters with a bizarre array of unknown, unidentified objects and aircraft positioned directly in their daily flight paths. Investigators with the Pentagon's UAP task force have requested that aviators try to document their encounters. On March 4, 2019, one crew did. An F-18 airman used his iPhone to capture images of 3 different objects he encountered in the same general airspace. At 3:02 p.m., he photographed this odd-shaped whatever it is. Another photo taken at almost the same time was first posted to Twitter on May 11, 2020, then again on social media 6 months later. Other photos, though, have never been made public until now. The first was photographed at 2:44 p.m. The Navy referred to this one as the Sphere. The second one was given the name the Acorn. 12 minutes later, a third object was spotted, described as the metallic blimp. It appears to have various appendages. Mystery Wire first learned of the photos exactly 2 years ago during a private briefing in Las Vegas.
It is Saturday, April 6th, 1:45. I'm on my way to a meeting at the Park House, which is the offices of Robert Bigelow. He is the host for this meeting.
Speculation at the time was that the objects might be foreign spy drones, possibly Chinese, and we've learned the Navy wanted to, quote, snag one, meaning capture it for study. That never happened. Critics tried to explain away the object, saying the Acorn looks a lot like a toy Batman balloon. But 2 years later, after careful study by the UAP task force, the objects remain unidentified. Although the 3 did not perform spectacular maneuvers like the famed Tic Tac or gimbal UFOs recorded by the Navy elsewhere, they do not behave like any drones or balloons known to the U.S. military. We've learned of sensitive briefings prepared by the UAP task force and delivered to multiple military and intelligence audiences. The task force reports noted that the objects were able to remain stationary in high winds without moving at all for hours, beyond the capability of known balloons or drones. Earlier this week, the chief of naval operations was questioned by reporters about Navy encounters on the West Coast. Swarms of so-called drones buzzed Navy warships in July 2019, just a few months after the East Coast photographs were taken. The admiral said information has been collected and analyzed, but the objects have defied explanation. In March, the former National Intelligence Director, John Ratcliffe, told Fox News he was one of many top officials to be briefed on the mystery craft.
We're talking about objects that have been seen by Navy or Air Force pilots or have been picked up by satellite imagery that frankly engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for, or traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier without a sonic boom.
The so-called drone swarms that buzzed Navy destroyers in July 2019 have been further documented in articles by The Drive, which managed to obtain ship's logs describing the weird incursions. Those encounters appeared in the same general area as the 2004 Tic Tac UFO, which was pursued by former Navy Commander Dave Fravor. Fravor has reportedly briefed Congress about his encounter, one of several briefings arranged by the UAP task force, even before it existed under that name. Unlike previous decades when the UFO topic was ignored or hushed up by Pentagon leaders and Congress, Fravor thinks there are solid reasons for the Pentagon's now deadly serious interest.
So just from a national security point, you would say, I'd probably pay a little attention. You know, are they hostile? I don't know. We haven't been attacked or anything like that, but I look at it for two reasons. One is there's a capability we can't explain, and number two is if you can't explain it, then you can literally change everything that we do.
George Knapp reporting for Mystery Wire.
You see, so right now, all these chariots that are coming into our world to do the will of the Lord, to check up on Israelites, to influence the minds of men and whatnot, right? Right now, they're simply just here and gone because they're doing their job. But when that day comes, on the second coming of the Messiah, which we are soon coming upon, their job will not be to hide, right? Their job will be to show up and confront the world, right? And people will on that day understand what these UFOs truly are. Now we hear a great millstone and all those brothers and sisters in the truth, we know that these UFOs are the chariots of the Lord described in the Bible, right? There's even videos of that I've seen recently. What's his name? The Nation of Islam, Franken or Farrakhan. That is reading a description by Elijah Muhammad describing the chariot, these UFOs, as the chariots of the Lord, man. Now he was way off on the description of them and what they, how they operated and the claims he made. But the point being is that this, which was once secret knowledge, is now starting to come out into the public purview, and people are soon going to be confronted with the startling realization that the Lord is real, that the Bible is not a book of fairy tales, and ultimately that these angels are here to destroy the powers that be and to enslave the Edomite race. Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. Right? And that's ultimately going to be the feelings of the people who are going to see the Israelites being taken up into space to be saved, by these chariots, at the same time being in fear, seeing the destruction that they will bring forth, because that's going to be their job, is to ultimately bring the destruction on Babylon the Great and ultimately punish the inhabitants of the world for all the things that they have done to the Israelites, right? So I just wanted to touch upon that, Aki. I wanted to share these videos. So until the next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kodash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.